visitors operating 21 hours a day, 7 days a week, with stops connecting the north and south ends of the island. To sustain this level of service without interruption, RIOC must maintain a fleet of 8 buses, allowing for spare coverage and routine preventative maintenance. Currently, the fleet consists of 7 40-foot buses and 1 passenger shuttle bus, and 1 14-passenger shuttle bus. In June 2025, the board approved the purchase of a New Flyer hybrid bus, scheduled for delivery at the end of this year. However, the fleet's oldest vehicle, as we mentioned before, a 2009 Orion Hybrid, with over 300,000 miles, is nearing the end of its useful life, and replacement parts are no longer available, so the bus is planned for decommissioning. As a result, the approved purchase alone falls short of the desired fleet size of 8. New Flyer has confirmed that if ordered now, both hybrid buses can be delivered concurrently at the end of this year or early next year. The purchase is being conducted through a single source procurement with New Flyer, which has supplied buses to RIOC for over 20 years. Maintaining a consistent manufacturer provides clear operational benefits, including standardized parts, reduced training requirements, mechanic familiarity with vehicle systems, and more efficient maintenance practices. These advantages support safer, more reliable operations and lower life cycle costs. Additionally, we met with the MTA and were able to confirm that New Flyer's base bus price is consistent with the pricing of recent MTA procurements. Despite the MTA purchasing in significantly larger volumes and including additional equipment and specifications, this helped us to validate the proposed cost is competitive, reasonable, and reflective of current market conditions. The base cost of the hybrid bus is $1,005,706 and includes a negotiated 5-year, 300,000-mile warranty on major components. Because training and diagnostic tools were already covered under the first bus purchase approved last year, we will realize the upfront cost savings. Due to global tariff uncertainty, the final price may increase by an estimated 5 to 25% at the time of production. With the 5% contingency and potential 25% tariff, the total project cost is $1.3 million. The tariff cost will be determined at the time of line entry of the bus, which for us means October or November of this year. It's important to note that 72% of bus components are manufactured here in the U.S., while the rest of the parts are sourced outside of the U.S., from Canada and Mexico. These parts include steel and HVAC components. Based on New Flyer's proven performance, competitive pricing, validation through the MTA, and the operational benefits of a single source procurement, we recommend authorizing the purchase of this New Flyer hybrid bus in the amount of $1.3 million, and I'm happy to answer any questions related to this purchase. Yes.
A question came from the audience. Why are we getting a hybrid bus versus an electric bus? Could you talk on that point briefly?
Sure. So electric is definitely where we want to go and the path that we endeavor to be in. However, we haven't done the necessary studies and assessments of our MEPs in the motor pool, and also understanding what the budgetary commitment would be to do a full EV transition. It is substantial, and we want to make sure that we appropriately plan for that transition when we're ready. And the feeling is that the hybrid purchase would put us on that path to sustainability, so that way we are trending in that direction and can transition to EVs once we've done the appropriate studies.
Mary, another question.
Given the chaotic situation with the tariffs federally, 25% is the latest, the greatest. Because given what happened in Switzerland, with everything that was being, all the tariff statements that were making, so 25% is what was, and potentially, is that what we're projecting going forward, or is there any movement on that?
Based on what we've received from New Flyer and their experience with tariffs, keeping a range of 5 to does shift and we need to come back to the board, depending on how things go and change, we may need to come back. It shifts greatly.
I can also answer that. That's a very conservative estimate right now. There is a trade agreement between America, Mexico, and the U.S. where the tariffs are lower. They're around 10 to 15%. But we just don't know when these buses are built out and when they'll be delivered, if that agreement is going to hold in place. So this is kind of the higher of the range that we've seen in the industry. So we want to be very conservative.
Do we pay upon delivery?
Yes.
We actually pay when the bus gets into line entry, which would be October or November, so as soon as it begins production.
Just a follow-up question about the electric vehicles you talked about. We don't really have the infrastructure right now. We haven't done studies, but are we going to do studies of looking at moving to EV, and what's our time frame for beginning that process?
Yeah, our plan is certainly to do these studies. That's where we'd like to end up on the journey, is all electric. As far as the timing, it is something I know that's been discussed to happen in the near future, but we haven't firmed up when that will happen. A lot of it comes down to budget. We have to take a look and make sure that we have the funds available to do the study.
Thank you.
I have a question for Judy. When it comes down to budget, has the study been budgeted? How much?
No, the study has not been budgeted yet. We're not required by mandate, to have our fleet to be all electric vehicles, I believe until 2040.
So we are currently working with Unifier in terms of how we assess this whole program, because we're gonna have to do a whole build out of our infrastructure, for charging stations, and et cetera.
Just another question, the current test, it's okay for budget?
Yes, it is budgeted.
Is there a motion?
There's a question.
We don't really take questions from our audience during meetings. That's our floor in that format. And so is there a motion?
And I will add that we do have cost savings, by purchasing this bus now in terms of training and diagnostic tools, because we already paid for that with the first bus. So since these buses will be delivered together, we will not have to pay that cost. So there are savings there, and plus the flyers now remain the same price. So why did you say you were? You have a question?
Actually, now I have a question.
Okay.
You know, it was originally. So there's this discussion of moving to electric. Is that, I'm sorry to throw a wrench in, is electric really the best goal, or should we be looking at natural gas buses as well? I realize that we haven't even had a discussion about doing the research, but it just occurs to me that natural gas buses might actually be better.
Yeah, I would say we should have that discussion when we do the planning study. We're mindful of the executive order that Ruben mentioned and Mary referred to about transitioning to electric vehicles by 2040, but we can explore the various options when making the final decision.
So I'm just recalling some of the discussions that we had as a board a couple of years ago, shortly after